Hello and welcome once again to the Whole Counsel Devotional. We're continuing our study in the book of Genesis, but before we start, I'd like to cover a bit about some changes in this devotional. We've only been going for a week, but I've found it necessary to shorten these daily videos. Because of the time that I invest into them, it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to write, record, edit, and produce each minute of video. And unfortunately, I just don't have the time it would take to produce about an hour of content each week. The general format of this devotional won't be changing, but the length of each day's video will probably be a few minutes shorter going forward. I apologize for the need to change things, but this is a learning process for me, and I don't want to commit to something that I won't be able to continue. With that out of the way, let's dive into our study of Genesis. We're at the 5th day of God's creation and begin in verse 20. Then God said, "Let the waters abound with an abundance of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the face of the firmament of the heavens." So God created sea creatures and every living thing that moves, with which the waters abounded according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." So the evening and the morning were the 5th day. On the 5th day, God makes all of the sea creatures and the birds, and God's creation is always amazing. While He spoke everything into existence, His creation also follows the physical laws that He set in place. One fascinating example of this is the Golden Plover, a bird that migrates from Alaska to Hawaii every winter. This journey of over 2,500 miles takes nearly 4 days, and the birds somehow navigate over the ocean to exactly where they need to go. While the bird's ability to find Hawaii in the middle of the Pacific is an incredible mystery in itself, just as surprising is their ability to make the journey. You see, the birds have only so much fat that can be converted to energy and can't swim, so they can't land or otherwise replenish their energy. So how do they make it and not plunge into the sea hundreds of miles short of their destination? Well, the golden plover knows exactly how fast to fly to maximize efficiency for its particular aerodynamic shape. Also, as with many birds we watch migrating, they have the inherent intelligence to fly in a V shape to cut the wind resistance. These two facts are enough to enable the bird to make this grueling journey with 1/4 of an ounce of fat to spare, just enough to cover the possibility of headwinds. So how does the bird know exactly where Hawaii is and how to get there as it flies over markerless water? How does the bird know that flying at 45 kilometers an hour will maximize the distance it can fly? How does it know to fly in a V shape to conserve enough energy to make the trip? How does it know exactly how much fat reserves it needs to make the journey? Well, obviously the answer is that God has gifted the bird with this amazing ability and all of the wisdom and intelligence it needs to be able to deal with the particular challenges it faces. In the same way, God can and does give us the wisdom we need to deal with our unique challenges. James 1:5-8 says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith, with no doubting, for he who doubts is like a wave of the sea driven and tossed by the wind. For let not that man suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways." If God can give the wisdom needed for migration to the golden plover and so many other species of birds with their tiny brains, He can give the bird brains we often are the wisdom we need as well. God has every answer and is ready, able, and willing to give us those answers. The only requirement we have is to ask Him in faith. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace. Have a great day.